Alrighty then, we are ready to go. Alright, welcome back to my Purple Time Machine podcast. I'm your host, Alejandro, and we are on part 3 of the 2D platformer game in Unity series. This is episode 3 of the My Purple Time Machine podcast. This is a podcast about locksmithing, making custom t-shirts, the flag football community, game development, 3D printing, and conspiracies. Welcome to the My Purple Time Machine podcast. My name is Alejandro. I am your host, and this is the beginning of the podcast. All right, so let's go. Starting where we left off. We were basically last working over here in the Unity game engine, and we are working on our own custom 2D platformer game. Like I said in episode 1, 2D platformer game similar to Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, the classics. Right now, I'm jumping right back into the project. I said that I should be able to finish the project prototype in 3 to 4 episodes, so we are about to see how quickly we can get it done. Basically right now, the main thing that I'm doing and focusing on is changing out the artwork. So I'm changing out all the artwork to be custom artwork that I want in the game. So instead of you being this like little blob character that you're about to see, I'm gonna create a character, a little locksmith character that's running around and collecting money, unlocking doors, and it's a game. So I'm gonna have the character kind of beating up locks and safes and stuff. It's gonna be a fun little quick prototype. So if I go over here to Adobe Animate, I have this project set up to basically do any type of 2D assets. So a 2D asset meaning if I want to make a bouncing ball in 2D, a bouncing red ball in my 2D video game, I can come over here to Adobe Animate and make my ball and animate it, but also literally create it from scratch. So like I have over here a bunch of different hairstyles for t-shirt design that I'm going to be working on. So this podcast, there's a reason why this podcast is about what it's about. It's because everything that you see here on the bottom overlaps. These are all different interests in my life and things that I feel I know quite a bit about. So if I go on a tangent, don't think that it's based off of any type of unfocusedness. It's really just understanding the synchronicities when it comes to working in different fields and understanding how some things may overlap. So waiting for that to stop ringing. All right. So with that being said, this is episode 3 of the podcast, and I have to introduce a major part of being a podcaster in general, in the sense of I have so much to tell because of my locksmithing career. I've been a locksmith now for 5 to 6 years in business myself, solo. I want to say 7 years, or at least coming on 7 years total. And I take it very serious. I take locksmithing very seriously. It was something that I found later in life. I never thought I would be a locksmith. It was one of those things that I kind of looked at and didn't really think it would be anything other than, just another way to make money, another job or whatever. And it turned into a complete and absolute love of the trade, and just kind of this. I feel that it's a travesty that locksmithing, for example, isn't taught in schools. It's not even it's not even an option for some people because they don't even know it is an option. That's how I feel about it. So this podcast, projects that I'm working on, and things like that, are going to be focused on shining a light on the locksmith industry and really focusing on changing the locksmith industry for good. And something I feel very passionate about is the fact that that industry has a very, very shady element to it, with basically illegal out of town businesses operating as American businesses, or fake scam locksmiths, and taking advantage of the American community. So that's something I really feel passionate about, because it's something that affects people, and it's not talked about at all. The locksmithing community know about it. We talk about it amongst ourselves. When it happens to people, there might be blips on the radar of, oh snap, this was a big deal. This person got charged a lot of money just to open up a car. Oh, there was a bait and switch tactic over here. Oh, this company is using shady tactics to get jobs or whatever. And all that can be true, but if it's not talked about in the public, and it's only talked about behind closed doors, nothing's going to change. And that's something that I've seen this industry kind of do, and it's really annoying. And it's a problem that I feel, if enough heads got involved and really focused on it, it wouldn't be an issue anymore. It just wouldn't be, especially since I've been paying attention and listening to other locksmiths talk about the situation. It's made me aware of some very, very, very specific details in regards to what's going on in the industry. So I say all that to say that we're over here making this 2D platformer game in Unity. It's a fun little project, but the theme of a locksmith game is going to be something that I'm going to be using a lot in these game tutorials, because I am a locksmith and I take locksmithing very, very seriously. You're going to be seeing locksmith interviews on this channel soon, from people that I respect, and I'm just letting everyone know that is going to be the full broad spectrum of this whole podcast. So cool. Now that we got that out the way, we can get started on this tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to do is switch my screen over. Right now I'm on my main monitor. I'm going to switch over to my tablet. So now this is my tablet, and basically I am going to show you how I would make a vector design from scratch real quick by tracing some art. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it for a t-shirt design that I have coming up. And this is to kind of kill two birds with one stone, and also create some 2D assets for our game over here. So this is all loading in right now, so I'm gonna start drawing. Okay. And basically in this tutorial, all you need are two pieces of software. All you need is the Unity game engine, and then you need a 2D vector art software. Right now, I'm using Adobe Animate, but if you have some other software that you use that you're more comfortable with, you can use that as well. It's no problem. These tutorials that I do, just so that you're aware, are going to be in Adobe. A lot of all my software mostly is going to be in Adobe. I am still trying to figure out the future of 3D modeling and honestly, if ZBrush is going to be the true industry standard, and if I need to stay invested in that platform and that software. I'm not going to get too much into the politics of software, but software changes, and I might have to focus a little bit more on Blender than I would like. And it's no fault to the software. Blender is amazing. It does a lot of cool stuff. It's just I would have to learn everything from scratch myself, and I've already learned Blender. I've taught Blender. I've been able to do some basic stuff in there, so it's not completely from scratch, but it's one of those things that I learned 3D modeling in 3ds Max, and that program right there is just like how would I explain it? That program right there, 3ds Max, is the Cadillac of software, like of 3D modeling software, as opposed to like something like, I don't know, SketchUp, which is like a freaking Honda. Not even a Honda. Yeah, I would say a Honda. Something reliable and simple, but then something like 3ds Max is like this Ferrari or something. The point being is that the software is so powerful that you can there's not too many limitations, and it's the industry standard, so the software itself has been iterated for so long that it's really it's really fine-tuned with the community, and there's so many different things that you can do to edit the software to make it work for you. So I was taught on 3ds Max, and learning Blender would be a complete just kind of reworking of my brain when it comes to 3D modeling. Same thing with like ZBrush. The thought of even not using ZBrush for 3D modeling and sculpting, like I've been taking a break from that recently to focus on coding and AI, cybersecurity, 3D printing, and the such. But I'm going to be getting back into 3D modeling pretty soon here when I start focusing a little bit more on the actually, printing out new objects and things like that. So it's a decision I got to make pretty soon. I really don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we shall see. Probably end up doing a series where you're just learning with me as I learn in Blender. That probably makes the most sense at this point. It's free, everybody can use it. Yeah, it's just I'm gonna have to figure out, by doing that, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make that interesting, or what, I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, to the task at hand. So right now, like I said, I'm working on a t-shirt design for my boy, and he wants to have basically the outline of some dreads. Down here in Florida, they call these wicks, and he wants to vectorize these and put them on a hoodie and put his name on there, like his nickname and stuff. So I got a couple of different styles, and I figured, and this is kind of a good example when it comes to me in general. For him, that's my boy, so it's not even, it's not a big deal. But let's say I had a customer that asked for this and they paid, a $45, $50 graphic design fee for this. This is what you're paying for right here. Like literally, this is what you're paying for. You're paying for me to sit down here and focus on creating a piece of artwork from scratch. Like, this is artwork that somebody else made that I'm gonna trace and kind of make my own in a second here. But the point is, somebody made that, outlined it, put it up online, and all that, and that takes time. Like, all of that takes time. And the most annoying thing about graphic design is that people think that it's just automatic. You know what I mean? Because even with the invention of AI and all that, like, that's all cool, but there are still use cases where AI is not gonna be impactful. And to be honest, if I go down the list of the things that I'm talking about on this podcast, AI, there's a good chance that AI can either aid those industries or completely, revolutionize the industries. So, I don't know. When it comes to that, I'm not really so doom and gloom on that. But yeah, the point is just like, this is a specific hairstyle. So I know I can't type this into, you know what, we're going to prove a point right now. We are going to prove a point live on the podcast, because I was going to say, hey, I can't get this type of dreads in Midjourney, for example. I pay a monthly fee for Midjourney. I don't believe I can get these particular type of dreads in Midjourney. And I said that, but then I thought about it, and I was just like, you know what, Alex? Midjourney is powerful. I do pay for it, so let's see what it does. Let's see what it spits out. So right now I'm loading up Midjourney. If you don't know about Midjourney is an AI system that is embedded in it's an AI system that is basically embedded inside of Discord server, and you're able to generate you're able to generate AI images by creating just a quick font prompt. Let me start from the beginning, because I feel like I don't want to confuse people. So, all right, I'm about to load up Discord. So I'm clicking on Discord. I want to generate some dudes with dreads. That's the plan right now. I'm gonna put my drawing pen down for a second, because I have this file pretty much ready to get set up. Once I actually come back to Adobe Animate, I'm going to be tracing these dreads. As you can see, obviously not that thick. I'm going to get in there all detailed, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to trace all of these, and they're going to be, artwork like this right here, like a finished artwork. And then I'll go back and add color, add shading, add detail, and all that. But the point is, I'm using Adobe Animate to do that, and I'm just making, he's probably going to like this one right here in the middle, or one of these. But the point is, I figured I'm going to take this opportunity to kill a couple birds with one stone. This one stone meaning I have somebody that needs a t-shirt design, so I have to just make it from scratch. And why is Discord not turning? What's going on with Discord? And I think I may have broken our 2D game. We shall see in a second here. Alright, Discord's not loading up. I'm trying to show a quick AI generation demo. But Discord is not loading up for some reason. And I wanted to prove the point of basically what Midjourney will even give me if I ask for, a black dude, an African American dude with dreads that are sticking up. Like, what am I gonna get from that? So I don't know what's going on with Discord. This is literally the first time Discord has ever just like not popped up immediately for me. That's weird. Alright, we're just gonna open it on my browser. That's weird. I don't know. I don't know why it's not opening the desktop version of Discord, but whatever. No big deal. Alright, so anyways, this is a point that I'm making about AI and what AI can and can't do. So right now, I have a design right here that I need to get done for a customer. I'm gonna do a very, very quick mock-up of what it's gonna be. So alright, so let me do this. In Adobe Animate, I want to get this hair, but I just want this kind of in this blackened color, whatever. I don't need all this pink, I don't need this face, I just want the hair, and I'm gonna put the name underneath it like that. So the way to do that is I can kind of cut it out by using this lasso tool and going in there and cutting it out and all that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it in a simpler way where I click it and I convert it into a bitmap. It's a bitmap, so now it's a picture, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to bitmap right here, and we're going to go trace bitmap and click preview. That's good enough for me, and I'll click OK. And so now everything's isolated and separated. So all the colors are going to be separated. So when I click on this pink background, based off the settings, that's going to determine how well everything kind of is separated and deleted. You're essentially isolating colors. So if I zoom in here, you see the different shades. That's how Adobe Animate is actually breaking everything down. It's breaking it down by the colors, so the shades of colors. So right now I'm just going to use my drawing tablet pen, and I'm just going to trace the inside over here because I don't want the face. All I want is the hair. Okay. And let me just double check to make sure I'm on the right screen, and it looks like I am. Yep, alright, we're good. Alright, so clean this up down here. Alright. Just cleaning up all of this right there. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm not going to end up using this. Like I said, once I get in here seriously and I actually start to work on this project, I'm going to get in here and do something like this. Basically, we just trace it. So I'm using red because it's going to stand out a lot. And you basically want to use the shadows from the image. You can kind of just trace those shadows, and then now you have your own 2D drawing that you're getting from this drawing. I wasn't gonna do this, but I might as well get a quick one done. And basically what I'm using right now is called the Artist 12 It's a drawing tablet that I use for things like this where I have to draw or trace something. Like I said, I'm tracing the shadows, so this side is darker. The light is coming from here, so this side is going to be lighter. So I'm already, showcasing how the shading is going to be before I even finish the line work. And obviously I can get back and detail it later. This is going to be a simple vinyl shirt design or hoodie design, so it's not going to be too detailed. And the cool thing about vector art is when you're making it, depending on where the final home for the art is, that's going to determine a few things. So that's going to determine what all you even need to do for it. So let's say that remember how I said everything is linked up and unique. Let's say I make this for him and he ends up making his own team and he wants to use this as the logo for his team. So let's say now we have a 2D asset that we created, and that's not a problem at all. All we have to do is load this up and bring it over there. The cool thing about making a 2D asset from scratch like this is that I can take it to a program. I can take it from Adobe Animate. So like right now, we're in Adobe Animate. Right now, I'm about to take this and bring it over into Photoshop, because from Photoshop I need to make it into a print, and then it's going to be finally a t-shirt. Make sense? But the cool thing about Animate is that not only can I use this software for vector creation, vector art, I can also use it for multiple other things. So the one thing that we're going to be using it for after I make these dreads is using it for the Unity game engine. That's what this whole episode is about. We are just making a very, very long intro to get to where we got to go. And we might go to episode 4 for this. I need to get started on the locksmithing stuff, but we might need to go to episode 4 for this. We'll see if we can knock it out in episode 3. Episode 3 might be 3 hours. All right. So Adobe Animate is able to export to Photoshop and getting a print, and then ultimately make a t-shirt. But it's also able to export into Unity and basically go into the game engine. So it goes into the game engine, and now we have an asset that we can animate, an asset that we can use for any type of project.